In the better late than never category, we welcome you to Kansas Speedway. A day late behind schedule, but the weather here is an entirely different story than yesterday afternoon around this time. Around 10 a.m. yesterday morning, a huge system rolled through the area and caused a massive downpour on the racetrack. That got to the point where NASCAR was like, had the interest of the drivers and the fans. They did not want anyone in the elements, but today, already close to 90 degrees, no breeze, a whole lot of sun, and here's the best part, no clouds, and a 100% chance that we are going to get the entire Wounded Warriors 400 to completion today on TNT. These guys have not been on the track since Saturday morning, really, which was when the storms rolled in. So while we're here, let's look at our starting lineup, which was set by the only practice session of the morning. So you're going to see a lot of interesting things here in the top 10 as we look through. Row 2, we have the FedEx Express Toyota and the Lumnar Window Film Chevrolet. Starting this afternoon from row number 3, we have the AAA Insurance Ford and the Wix Filters Ford. Great run for Zach Lombard. Fast in practice. Let's see if it translates to the race. You look through the rest of the field. A lot of these cars are definitely looking to rebound after Daytona last week. Let's look through the rest of the field. Hot Wheels 44 with a good qualifying start. Art today. Looking through the rest of the field. Why don't we mic up last week's winner, Dylan Murway. Here he's going to be taking the green flag this afternoon in 8th. Hey, Dylan Murway, this is Wooly Dylan back in the TNT booth. You got us? Yeah, well, it's going to be a hot one here this afternoon. So what have you guys done to prepare for this heat on the racetrack, especially with the future races coming up, like Darlington being run in the day and California in the playoffs as the playoff ender on Saturday night? So we were supposed to go green Sunday, but we didn't really expect some of these storms to pop up. It's usually ugly when these Midwestern storms do, as a Colorado native, when these storms pop up and it pours like that. So it kind of just throws everything out the window. We'd have extra ice bags for us in the race if I ever get hot. Anyways, our Jimmy John's Ford is freaky fast, just like on the hood, and we're going to try to be kicking it at the ranch in Victory Lane. Great job on the sponsor plugs, Dylan. Have a good race. 10-4, got to make the sponsors happy. Here we go. As we look at our onboard cameras, Zach Speed starting all the way back in 27th, having to go to a backup car after wrecking Saturday morning. He'll be in the Toyota onboard this afternoon. Grace Dalcevdo with the gear wrench onboard. Joseph Lombard with the NASCAR Heat 4 on board. WB Network with the Auto Owners on board. Zachary Lombard with the Procore on board. Hunter Miller running the Liberty University Patriotic on board for this race. And Jacob Tube will be running the Napa Auto Parts on board for this afternoon. 15 laps today at Kansas. Temperature is already getting fairly hot in there. If you look inside the onboard of Dylan Murway, the temperature in that car is already at 108 degrees. And it's hot outside. This track is going to be slick. There's going to be a lot of cars slipping and sliding. Well, here we go. A day late, but the crowd here at Kansas has been loyal to the end. They're going to see a good show. Crowd on their feet. Joshua Leanbach and Jacob Tube leading them down. We're racing here in the Midwest. Rolling. Green flag. Two inside, outside, 18, half back, 18, half back, 18. Jacob Tube making a pretty deep charge into 3. He's the first person to go up top. There's Apollo Moon, his teammates, trying to follow same lane, follow suit in the middle. Jacob Tube gets the gap. He is the early leader. Now, oh, we got a crash already. Turn 2 in the wall. One hard in the wall. I couldn't see who it was. Zachary Lombard spinning in front of traffic. Hold the brakes. Come on. Down. And he holds it down, and somehow everyone misses him. The other car involved is the 4 from on the backstretch, and a lot of damage is on that Ford. So the caution has come out. And Zachary Lombard was the other car. And I'm amazed he didn't get hit, because some of these cars really should have just pounded into that car. Looks like we have a little bit of tempers already here on the backstretch. Don't get the bad end of it here, bud. That car's got a lot of damage. My main concern would be getting it to pit road and not doing this pancake crap. You can see the damage, and that is massive for the guy who came into this race, the points leader. In trouble early at Kansas. This car is banged to hell, guys. Marty. Dylan got on the radio, said the 95 just wiped us out. We got a lot of damage on the the right rear, and basically the right side of this car. So they're going to do everything they can to try to get the car ready. Here he's obviously, you'd see him very frustrated on the radio. Early crash here at Kansas. The way that 95 was sitting there, he should have been T-boned by everybody in that whole group. He should have been T-boned by the 24, because especially he was right in that path. So, with that little early incident, Zach Speed made some crazy moves at the start of this race. He's back up to his spot in 23rd, up to 23rd here. Jacob to try and take advantage of the outside. We're back under green. This time Zark's Moon trying to see if she can make something happen. Throwing some blocks. 3 wide for the lead. Three wide, still there. 3 wide. Jacob Tube holding strong. Whoa, contact. The 3 wide in the middle of the group. Middle of the pack. That's the benefits of these slick racetracks. You can see these guys making more and more aggressive moves. However, there really should be kind of a pre-indicator as to what moves specifically they can make. Is Jacob 2 has been rim riding around this joint, trying to get a spot from the 18, and he does. Oh, Robert Smith throwing a huge block. Oh, he's around. Can he save it? We're not at Daytona, boys. One off course behind you, one off course. Keep going, going. There won't be a caution. The 2 is in a huge, slid back to a huge knot of cars. And if I'm Zach Speed, I'm thinking, how am I going to get through this? 2 wide, 2 wide. One up the middle, one up the middle. Middle. But up front, Nate Sherman's been taking advantage of the bottom. Jacob Tube's continuing to pull away. As chaos still continues. Oh, we got a wreck on the backstretch. 2 of them. Noah Spalding in the 25. Jonathan Morrison in the 3. Caution's out. Morrison slides. Spalding hits the wall on the inside hard. Just hold what you got. Hold what you got. We got damage. Second caution of the day. You can see right there, it's just that cluster that all those cars were in. It was almost kind of like last week at Daytona. And it seemed like Jonathan Morrison did a whale of a save, but I was afraid he was going to come back and start taking more with him. I was watching towards the back in the middle of this group here, Benny, and oh my dear Wally, and wow. No, Spalding slammed that wall. It didn't look like he hit the opening, but that was a pretty crazy shot. So, second caution is out. So that was interesting. Noah Spalding out of his car, a little shaken up after that shot. He couldn't even drive it back. It was, one thing I do want to give him credit for is he didn't attempt to drive it back, try to leak more oil, and tear his car up even further than it already was. Sat, wait for a tow truck, and he really couldn't have anyway because he got air and broke a lot of components inside that thing. So, early restart, 2 cautions.
What did you just order from?
Jacob Tube so far has led the opening 4 laps of this race. Ashford Leanbatch in second, Zaxman third, KFC Cup Series fourth, and Apollo Moon fifth. Here we go. Back to green. People getting a bit more aggressive. Derek Lewis nearly got taken all the way to the grass on a block by the 88. And that looks like there may be some smoke out of the 88 as well. Looks like they're still green. Here on that 5. 11 to go. Cautions could be piling up here shortly because that 88 is still smoking. Jacob Tube trying to get a spot here on the 8 here, try to keep the 18 behind him. Derek Lewis, he's doing the Kyle Larson line, getting a slide job by the 14. Whoa, and around he goes. That looked pretty deliberate. And he still maintains control. And now caution. Wow. That was a little interesting. A bit of a slide. And while we get ready here, oh yeah, that car's got a lot of damage. He's stuck. He was at 14, got tipped. He went for a whale of a slide and tore that nose of that car clean off. So there you go. While we look to the chase, next Sunday we're going to be racing in one of the most historic motorsports venues in the world, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Saturday on first time ever that NASCAR Ihop Cup Series qualifying will be on live NBC. It'll be Saturday at 11 a.m. Then Sunday, coverage of the Brickyard 400 will begin at 1 o'clock Eastern with the Discover Car Countdown to Greens presented by Smithfield. And then at 2 o'clock Eastern, will be live flag-to-flag coverage of the Brickyard 400. That's all Sunday on NBC. And a reminder, NBC and TNT are your home for the NASCAR Ihop Cup Series from here till the checkered flag falls at Atlanta Motor Speedway in November. And we got a lot of interesting races coming up for you here. We got Indy on Sunday, Richmond under the lights Saturday night on NBC. Then we go back to TNT next week in Portland. So then we got Portland at 4 on Saturday. Then Michigan on Sunday. And then the road course in Sebring, the third one of the year on TNT. And then the Friday Night Classic under the lights at Bristol. And then Sunday. So there you go. We'll be back here in a few moments. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
I need to get a bigger bed.
Built with more standard V8 horsepower than any other half-ton extended cab. Current GMC owners or lessees can get the 2003 Texas Edition Sierra with $4,500 total cash back. Plus, get a $1,000 Texas Sierra discount on the specially equipped Sierra for a total value of $5,500. See the pros at your North Texas GMC dealers.
Every morning, millions of us just have coffee because we don't have time for a decent breakfast. Well, now Yoplai's got something new that'll change that. It's called Nourish, a delicious non-fat yogurt smoothie. The only yogurt smoothie with the nourishment of a meal. With Nourish for breakfast.
Is it my imagination? Are we going like 1 mile an hour? What's going on here? Oi! Geezer! What? Our flight's in 10 minutes! Well, we better hurry then, didn't we? Buckle up, boys, buckle up! Come on, then, mate! So, let's face the facts. I'm hot, you're hot. Who wants to pet me? Crash Team Racing. Once he gets behind the wheel, things get ugly. You and me. Booyah, Grandma! Booyah! PlayStation.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
TNT Sports welcomes you back to Kansas Speedway. His coverage of the Wounded Warriors 400 from Kansas is brought to you by the new GMC Sierra, by Yoplait Nourish, and by Crash Team Racing. Once he gets behind the wheel, things get ugly. And by the new Madden NFL 10. Now with new Pro Tackle and Gang Tackle features, Madden NFL 10, you can experience what it's like to fight for every yard on every Sunday. In stores this August, rated E for everyone. And speaking of fighting for every yard, some of these restarts today, everyone's been doing that. Derek Lewis, he came down all the way from the inside. He's trying to fight every yard. He gets low on the 88, nearly blocks him tries blocking him to the apron, nearly causes a huge wreck in turn one. Gets into the left rear, so Paul and Moon had to come down pit road, get that fixed. Nearly spun the car out in front of a whole group of people. And Blake Dillon had a whale of a pit stop, along with Joseph Lombard, and that's pretty much it. So only two cars had great stops. Dylan Murway's got the lucky dog. And here we go. Here we go. This was not a smart idea. They're 4 wide for the lead. They're staying out on old tires. 4 wide, 4 wide. Wide behind. They're gonna wreck like hell behind you. 4 wide on the restart. They are on top of each other. Joshua Leanbatch gets away. Oh my goodness. They are 4. All right, 4 wide, 4 wide. There's a cluster here off 4. Wow. How are they not wrecked right now? Oh, I spoke too soon. Around goes to 78. Hand. Collecting the 10. And a big mess. The 10's in it. 10 just got clobbered by somebody. Here in 1. Looks like couldn't see who that was. Down. Stay down. Also involved the 17. And what a huge slip right there for Robert Smith. He tries to shoot the gap and gets clipped. Caution has come out. Caution. A lot of damage here for a lot of cars on this restart. 2 tires for 2 drivers. Blake Dillon in the 10. And here we go. So address again the 21. Paul Moon in the set. Alvin Alonso 17. This is a lot of damage. A lot of debris and down all over the place. A lot of foam. Blake Dillon in the 10. And Matthew Powell in the 83. What If Racing in the 55 just snuck by that. And Zach Speed especially. You got by up top when all those cars were crashing. And the fact that he didn't get a major part of this accident. So the 17's missing a lot of foam. His day is done. So for all those cars, probably the only 2 that I know of that are going to be continuing are 78 and actually 78 because the rest of them are way too banged up to continue. I told you when you get all those cars going 4 wide, 4, sometimes 5. They were 5 wide off turn 4 there for a second. I could have sworn we were going to have another crash. And Joseph Lombard thinks wisely. By pitting. So we now have 27 cars on the racetrack. So we're getting down to business here. 5 to go. Here we go. Ready, green. Good start for those 4 up front, but behind them. They're still there. They're pushing each other down the backstretch. Xavier Saudeska trying to make a move. Sorry, Jacob Tube trying to get a push on the inside. He's still hanging on in 3 and 4. When they come to the line, there will be 3 laps to go. Oh, there it is. We got another crash. Leader's in trouble. Derek Lewis slams into the wall. Jacob Tube slams into the wall. And the 42 slams into it hard. Caution that. Oh, that's wrong. Gosh. There's going to be a wreck here. There's going to be a big wreck. Caution is going to come. Oh, and a monster shot. All right, big wreck here. Big wreck. Peyton Beasley was the car that slammed into the 42. And he just came to rest down there on pit road. Sports Center Cup Series is the other car involved. Jacob Tube is the only one of the 4 that have driven away. He has got a lot of damage. So, another late multi-car crash here at Kansas as they have waved the red flag. So, they're stopping the cars on the back stretch because of all the debris that's been laying on the track. So, anyways, tonight on TNT will be the premiere of the James Bond movies, Everything or Nothing, from back in the day, featuring Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. That'll be seen after this race, followed by the Lord of the Rings marathon beginning tomorrow on TNT. Beginning with the Hobbit trilogy and ending with the actual Lord of the Rings movies on TNT. So, this could be a bit of an interesting restart here. Two to go. This could probably come down to Here we go. Two laps to go in regular distance. And if we don't get another caution, it's kind of work. It's going to be a bloody miracle. Joshua Leanbach and Caleb Hoffman in row 1. By the way, those two are teammates. Hunter Miller and Zarx Moon in row 2. Brendan Little, Menards Cup Series, row 3. Hot Wheels 44 and Grayson Alcevdo in row number 4. And Nate Sherman and Hunter Rizzoni, the top 10. As it turned out. Already got two cars down the apron already. Brendan Little trying to force his way in there. He's going to try to go for the top spot in 1. He may have it. And look at this. He's still side by side with those Gibbs cars. The 18 still holding steady. They bang. They touch. White flag. And they're crashing. Brendan Little. Caleb Hoffman up top. Joshua Leanbach sliding to the bottom. Who gets the lead? Still coming through. Races. Green flag is still out. Alcevdo to the lead. Caution. The race is over. Grayson Alcevdo was right place, right time. Caleb Hoffman on fire in the 19 car. I'm amazed they hung on as long as they did, and I fear they've been good, but those two cars were stuck on top of the track and they made heavy contact. NASCAR always wants to have these races end under green condition, but if there's cars that are sliding and there's clear and imminent danger presented on the track, then NASCAR has to put priority driver safety in the way of the fans. Great safety and fan safety, as we saw last week in Daytona when that car hit the fence. So Grayson Alcevdo was right place, right time. The 18 slid on a pit road. Let's see the top 5 right here on the screen. Going to the checkers and yellow. And I'm honestly surprised we didn't try to race back because of how tight these guys were getting. So Dylan Murray, after crashing on lap 2, and there's reports that one of his crush panels was smashed in. So that must have sucked, because moments ago you see Dylan Murray pulling into his stall, getting out, and immediately sitting down. Bill Weber tried to get He's currently trying to get an interview with him on pit road. And we'll be back with him in a moment. But Grayson Alcevdo is the Team Chevy winningest driver this afternoon here in Kansas. So, Grayson Alcevdo, right place, right time, had a lot of momentum up top. When those two were up top. So, let's look at the results. And across on your screen. So, again, next week, starting Saturday, will be Cup qualifying from Indy at 11 a.m. on Saturday on NBC. Sunday, 1 Eastern, will be the Discover Car Canton and Green presented by Smithfield. And then at 2 Eastern, will be flag-to-flag coverage of the Brickyard 400 on NBC. Grayson Alcevdo survives a thrilling finish. In scheduled distance, when the leaders crash on the white flag, and he ends up passing Zoex Moon out of turn 2. And he is the winner of today's Wounded Warrior Foundation 400.